change. So whether people are so adamant, people are so the mentality is so programmed, so stratified, synchronized in the way that
so they're adamant to respect Amber and the administration.
No. For today up to Friday is not administration. Today from Friday to Monday to Friday is Amber. Administration only come on Saturday and Sunday, but today from Monday to is Amber. So the voice is that you see
But can we also understand the frustration of the SDO who actually wants things to get back to normalcy and people are not willing to cooperate?
That was why the SDO in his communique said administrative vehicles are isolated, security vehicles are isolated, ambulances are isolated, pharmacies are isolated. That is he has shown compassion here. Because that was why the Amber is totally shut down. They block everything. But the SDO has shown compassion here in order to save human life. You understand? But he said taxis, Okada, inter-urban movement, they have all been banned. You see? So the point is that what you have to see is that as a seasoned administrator, as an experienced administrator, he was not supposed to go to that extent. There are other ways that you can use to cajole people. If the political will is there to solve this problem of Amber, it will have been solved since long. But the political will is hanging in the balance, it's dangling in the air. And that's why you see the people are so adamant. Okay, look at today.
When you say the people are adamant, are they doing that out of conviction or out of fear?
I said it from my opening. I said that fear and afraid is there. Because when Amber boys come to kill you, nobody is there to protect you.
Can we understand the frustration of the SDO going by what?
I don't really think it's the SDO was frustrated, because let's keep emotions aside.
Okay.
Somebody cannot ask you to stay in your house for 10 days, and you take that as normal. Meanwhile, the SDO will ask you to stay in the house for 2 days for security reasons, and we see it as not being normal.
Security reasons.
It was clear in his communique. It was the Amber boys are telling people to stay for 10 days in the house, for not to go to school. So that is already a serious offense. That is already a violation of grave human rights. The SDO on his part is telling you to stay at home because of security reasons.
On a Saturday and Sunday.
Why not? And he's invited people to come out on Monday. Now, the thing is, Mr. Leo, I think we need to keep emotions aside, and this is how we are going to solve this crisis. That's how we are going to combat this crisis.
So the SDO
is very right with his decision, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you say the SDO's action is criminal, but you've not called the action of the Amber boys are criminal also.
It is. We're not mincing words here. We say when the rights of the individuals are violated, it is criminal. So whoever is posing that act is doing a criminal act there. How did the
SDO violate?
No, I mean when the SDO says that taxis are not going to work, Okadas are not going to work, shops are going to close down, okay, and the people cannot come out. It means that if you don't have a car, you cannot go out. So it is a violation of your right as a citizen. Let it be very, very clear. It's a violation of the right. It is criminal. I am telling you that when this crisis will be solved, right, and a Truth and Reconciliation Committee is created, the SDO from Meme will have to come and say he is sorry. It is violating the rights of people, just like the Amber people who are saying that people should not go out. They will have to come out and say they are sorry for violating the right of people. It could lead to death. My dear brothers and viewers out there.
He says a motive was stated for that action, and he states
security. What security? What security?
So you can understand the security situation challenges in Mehmed and the SDO.
I can understand. That is why the security is supposed to be meant to protect the interest of the people and not against the interest of the people.
And who says the SDO's decision was against the people?
Because when you ask them to stay in the house, it is very clear, very simple, you understand? He is using Amber's strategy to fight against the people, not against Amber. The Amber are there, clean and clear, doing their business as usual. No. After that, they still goes down.
Are you in the security circle to be able to imagine what the SDO foresaw maybe plan
it is no news. There is the social media there. Sometimes it only gives us hyper information. We know that before the ambassadors do something, they communicate it beforehand. It is the security people. So what security concern was there?
So when they kidnap the bishops and some people along the Balangi Kumba route, they announced it. I
suppose that there should have been an administrative lockdown because they kidnapped the bishop. There should have been an administrative lockdown.
What I'm trying to say, Mr. Kum, what I'm trying to say is that you see, this deal came to Kumba when this Anglophone crisis has started.
The SDO
has started. And for more than 2 years that he has been in Kumba now, he has never taken the type of decision he has taken today. So the question of what prompted you to take the decision?
So you should
because maybe it is
is that not eloquent proof that there was a security challenge?
If for 2 years
he has never done that, and
if for 2 years you cannot take a decision, then only because of 10 days shutdown, you say you are taking a decision to deprive people, and again, on the worst day, Saturday, that everybody goes to the market.
There is always a.
So the point here is you say what?
I'm sure you maybe you dated some women, and one day you decided to get married.
So that you are telling me that SDO, when he came, he was studying the situation before it's not that he's acting.
No, it is definitely part of the arrogance. It is definitely part of the arrogance with which this crisis has been handled for the past 3 years. And instead of solving it, it is going, skyrocketing, going higher and higher.
We should not forget the fact that between Monday to Friday are schooling days, which the Amber Boys have restricted people from going to school. So I don't think you can compare the right of movement to the right of education. The right of education surpasses the right of movement by a higher degree.
How do you go to school when you cannot move?
We are diverting from the topic.
They don't go to school.
We are diverting from the topic. We are diverting from the topic now. We are going to education now.
No, please.
Because we are trying to say that
we should limit ourselves to what is happening in Kumba.
If that's the case, then what about the right?
We are diverting from the topic.
We are not. Please. We are not diverting from the topic because separatists have imposed a lockdown on Meme as well as the SDO. So when there is lockdown, people cannot go to school. He's talking about education.
Two wrongs cannot make one right.
Please.
Let me talk.
Please. Why did the SDO not go after the Amber Boys? It's a proof that the Amber Boys are both him. Che Eric is writing from Limbe. This one says, good evening. People respect a ghost town because of fear, not because they actually respect the so-called struggle. It's a pity that you lock up people in their homes, please, and you celebrate as victory. We continue to drink poison and expecting the enemy to die. What a shame. Kum Elvis is writing in Bamenda. The UN recently gave 10 billion francs to the government of Cameroon to improve on the decentralization process, bilingualism and others, but most media organs organize the impact of the donation. The SDO of Meme is within his competence. More grace to SDO. Kum Elvis still writing from Bamenda there. We move over to the newsroom to follow what is making headlines across the nation with Metuge Ngalame.
Being one of more than 200 majors of HIPMAT, I am proud of my success. It all began at HIPMAT.
I am a CEO. I coach and lead a team of salespeople. I don't hesitate to tell them the vision was planted and molded by HIPMAT.
Today, I stand on a pedestal of experienced and committed lecturers. The foundation was laid by HIPMAT.
For over a decade, HIPMAT's credibility and ministerial recognition have trained more than 15,000 professionals in business management and engineering from HND to BTech, MBA, and what have you. With an outstanding partnership with the University of Bamenda for BTech and MBA programs, our undoubted commitment to your show's success is a reflection of the future you painted. The Higher Institute of Business Management and Technology, HIPMAT, a university for professionals.
Access HIPS, Higher Institute of Professional Studies, is offering a platform for zealous young persons to procure an education of reputable standards to fit into today's competitive job market. With effective bilingual education and 22 years of experience, Access HIPS offers HND, bachelor and master's programs in management, legal affairs, shipping, logistics and transport management, accountancy, and a lot more. Admissions are currently going on, and you can contact the numbers 652-971-020 or 679-441-072. Access HIPS, creating and molding professionals for quality jobs. Seeking a career in agriculture? Consider St. Louis Higher Institute of Agriculture, where students can build their interest in various farming systems by tailoring their study of agriculture to production, processing, and marketing agribusinesses, making them job providers and not seekers. St. Louis Higher Institute of Agriculture offers relevant practical education developed and delivered by experts and teachers who believe in teaching by demonstration. St. Louis Complex also offers through its Higher Institute of Medical Studies professional HND in nursing, midwifery, physiotherapy, pharmacy technology, medical lab sciences, dental therapy, radiology, and ultrasonography. We are located at Bonaberin Double opposite Nestle. Contact us on 678-435-138 or 677-764-674.
De l'Inédit au Cameroun, le tout premier collège canadien ouvre ses portes dès septembre 2019. Performance Education Center, en partenariat avec les grandes écoles canadiennes, offre aux élèves du second cycle un cadre prestigieux, calme et propice pour des études avec des enseignants chevronnés canadiens et camerounais. À Performance Education Center, obtenez le baccalauréat canadien, vous ouvrant automatiquement les portes des plus grandes universités canadiennes et du monde via les bourses d'études garanties. Performance Education Center propose également des programmes de formation bilingue de 2 ans permettant d'obtenir un permis de travail au Canada après obtention d'une attestation d'études collégiales du Québec équivalent du BTS sous l'assistance de Performance Immigration Canada. Performance Education Center est situé à Locbessou, derrière Antenne CRTV, 10e avenue. Performance Education Center, visa vers le Canada et le monde.
Little Ross Governor's Office has called on city and municipal council staff to assist the government in fast-tracking the decentralization process in Cameroon. Mr. Kinu Nanathiri was speaking today in Douala. At the Little Ross Governor's Office. The Secretary General at the Littoral's Governor's Office has called on city and municipal council staff to help the government in fast-tracking the decentralization process in Cameroon. Mr. Kino Nana Thierry was speaking today in Douala while opening a 6-day seminar on programmed budgeting. Nursery school people across the country have officially begun the 2019-2020 academic year. Meanwhile, in the southwest and northwest regions, some schools are still closed due to inadequate staff. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my Media Prime 745 Prime Time Newscast. Those were the headlines, the news with Metuga Stanley La Ngalame. While some senior primary school pupils started the 2019-2020 academic year on September 2nd, those in pre-nursery and nursery schools officially started the 2019-2020 academic year today, September 9, 2019. According to Lasha Kingsley, who visited some schools in Douala, separating some of them from their parents was a daunting task. Details in the following report.
It's your future. You can see the child trying to put them up. This is the atmosphere which characterized most schools in the nation's economic capital, Douala, today, on day one of the 2019-2020 school year at the nursery levels. They are still very young, some of them as young as less than 2 years. Separating them from their parents, not an easy task.
I'm a new parent. What I've seen this morning, honestly, a lot of crying going on, and it's quite new to me, so I just guess everybody is scared. Being the first day and kids separated from their parents, that's what's causing it. But yeah, a lot of crying going on.
Because of the economic situation of the country. But before we start, we have a good number of kids registered in for this year. As we start today, we are starting on a good climate with the children and their parents coming in so bright. The welcoming is so warm, and the classrooms are ready to receive the children.
Strange environments, strange people, strange everything. But those to watch over these kids are determined to do what it takes to get them used to their new environments.
We need to bring the children closer to ourselves, make them feel friendly with us, and make them feel comfortable at home as if they are at home. One of the difficulties we encounter with our kids is when they are new to school. When they come to school, they cry, and when they are crying, we need to bring them closer to ourselves, we pamper them. Then at times when they are going out, when you see a child wants to ease himself or herself, as he's going out, it seems as if the whole class will go out, because every child will just see that I want to ease myself. But then now we need to give them the instruction that this person is supposed to go, then later or when he's back, the friend can go.
They are kids, they have never been to school. So they are surprised being in a different environment, meeting some women that are not even their mothers. So they just feel that maybe their parents have come and abandoned them somewhere. That's why they are crying.
As these kids embark on the journey to education, which may appear strange to them, it is the wish of every parent that their kids get the necessary base to enable them excel in life.
Thank you so much, Lasha Kingsley. We now take you to Eshobi village, Manu Division Southwest region, where schools have resumed in a very low note because of inadequate teachers. Ikomi Christinuela tells us more from the Southwest region.
For over 3 years of the Anglophone crisis in the southwest and northwest regions of Cameroon, pupils and students of the Eshobi village in the Manu Division Southwest region, particularly at the government primary school Eshobi, have not been able to gain access to education. Insecurities, lack of teachers, and financial constraints from the parents are some of the many reasons why the 2019-2020 academic year has not commenced effectively in the area. According to the PTA chairman of the government primary school Eshobi, Ashu Samson, everything in regard to school facilities have been damaged, and this has contributed to the non-effective resumption of classes in the institution.
I just want to say that concerning this situation, the crisis has come for 3 good years, school has not been existing. And these our boys have damaged the school, office, primary school, all things have been damaged. Even the headmaster's house
He appealed on the government of Cameroon to send them teachers, as lack of teachers is a major problem they encounter.
We are appealing with the government that you try to send us teachers, because a model school like Eshobi that has delivered school like a village like quarters in Eshobi, Belore, Bumbe, they're having primary schools and having teachers, but Eshobi as a model school is lack of teachers.
Unwanted pregnancies, street children, armed robbers, just to name but these, are what some of the children have become after staying at home for 3 years with no education. Talking to the students who have remained idle at home ever since the start of the crisis, some of them expressed their willingness to continue from where they stopped and take their education seriously.
My auntie could not send me to school because she don't have money. And we are poor, we don't have money. We don't have even food to eat, so I cannot go to school. I was going to school. I ended school at 2016 as the war began. Since I'm not going to school since 2016, I've been going to the farm with my mother and my father. I like to go to school back.
While security measures have been put in Eshobi to ensure the effective resumption of classes, it is worth noting that many inhabitants had left the area due to insecurities, and this has left the village deserted. As at the moment, the Eshobi village is regaining its steam and momentum as things have returned to normalcy.
As you heard in one of our top stories, some city council staff as well as municipal council staff have been called upon to assist the government of Cameroon to boost the decentralization process. These staff, drawn from the littoral and west region of Cameroon, were given this order today by the Secretary General at the Littoral's Governor's Office in the person of Mr. Kinu Nana Thierry. Details in the following report. The 6 days workshop, bringing together city and municipal stakeholders from the west and littoral regions, focuses on programmed budgeting, which is a new concept in the decentralization process of Cameroon.
First of all, it is a new concept. It's about program budgeting. It's a new concept because it takes about creating program, how to identify the needs of the population, and now create programs that will enable the population to maybe upgrade the living conditions. So what we're going to receive during this seminar is the tools and material, how to state the programs, how to elaborate the programs, now later on how to implement the 3 years, because budgeting program is about 3 years.
According to some participants at the workshop, the local population will be the primary beneficiaries of this 3 years budgetary program.
If the roads have to be created, that will ease maybe the transportation of goods that are produced at the level of the grassroots to the market consuming regions. That is one aspect. Maybe I will bring power and water to the population who are the targets of this program. Maybe tourism, that will create jobs at the level of the council. That's what it's all about, the program.
While chairing the opening ceremony, the Secretary General at the Littoral's Governor's Office called on the participants to have keen interest in the workshop for better productivity when they return to their council areas. It should be recalled that the same workshop is ongoing in Pafusam, Garwa, and Yaoundé. The population of Meme in the southwest region are still dancing between the administration and separatist fighters as the two warring factions imposed separate lockdowns on them. Activities were grounded on Saturday and Sunday in the city of Kumbam in respect of the senior divisional officers' communique. Tamfu Sidwan Zimbie tells us more from Kumba.
Saturday and Sunday, 7 and 8 September 2019, the senior divisional officer for Meme Tundong Chamberlain is on the street to assess the degree at which the Kumba population responded to his 2 days ghost town call. Streets are empty, no business activities. Even local food vendors are sent back home by security and defense forces who are stationed in all the quarters. Access to emergency services denied. This follows a radio communique signed with reference number G39/C/18 prohibiting all commercial activities in the city, including interurban circulation. The SDO's decision has been widely criticized, but he claims the decision is a security measure.
No, I said it is for the security reasons. The security reason we are going through, you know, that things are not moving since last Monday. That is why the administration said, those Ambaboli said that they are giving today and tomorrow to the population to buy their own provisions. You are not working under the order of those Ambaboli. You are working under the order of the state.
Basic human rights like getting access to food, health, and even worship are threatened, as the administrator stated that people can worship at home.
Oh, you know that all of us, you are Christian, no? If you're Christian, those who are closest to some church can go. And even in the house, you can pray yourself. God is everywhere. It's not only in the church. But in general, the truth is that I'm taking and I will continue to take appropriate measures to secure my home.
Only vehicles belonging to security men are spotted. Personal cars are unable to plow the route, and police officers chase people away to remain indoors. Some people think his decision was an administrative blunder, as he only helped to support the separatist 2 weeks ghost town, even when he claims that activities were to resume in Kumba this Monday 8 September 2019. From sealing of shops and calling for a lockdown in Kumba, the SDO may be stepping on banana peelings, as nobody welcomes the decision, but the SDO's take-home package from the population may only contain worries from the aggrieved Kumba man.
Tamfo Sidwan Dimbie, and in that report from Kumba, you are watching the 7:45 primetime newscast live on My Media Prime Television. We are beaming from Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. Poor road networks in Douala has been a general call for concern, though the population seems not to rejoice whenever rehabilitation works are launched. Most of the inhabitants have termed the rehabilitation projects as a waste of resources, bringing to question the sustainability of such projects. Details with Claudine Tabi in the following report.
The bad state of roads that characterize the city of Douala has made movement practically difficult for the population. To this effect, the government delegate of the Douala City Council, Dr. Fris Ntone, has launched several roads rehabilitation works in most parts of the city. For example, the road leading to the Douala General Hospital, which is already undergoing rehabilitation work, and also the road leading to Saint Michel, which the government delegate just announced its rehabilitation to begin. However, this revelation seems not to entice the population, as they hold that these are wasted resources, as the roads delivered after works are not sustainable. They further point out that most of these renovated roads do not last longer than a couple of months without degrading to a worse state than they were before renovation. When questioned who was to be blamed, is it the road construction company to whom the contract was awarded, or the budget that was put in their disposal, which could not guarantee quality works, or the lack of follow-up from the competent authority? The people seem to find it difficult to ascertain who should carry the blame. Whatever the case be, it is hoped that those charged with rehabilitating roads in the city of Douala put the interests of the population above all other interests.
Décédé en 2013, le chanteur Shanti Tokoto a été honoré par les hommes de la culture et les mélomanes le vendredi dernier au cimetière Njonjo ici à Douala. Les détails avec Charles Fils et Langue.
Commémoration ce vendredi 6 septembre pour le mythique artiste camerounais Ashanti Tokoto. Ici au cimetière Njonjo de Douala, au quartier Bonapriso, où son âme repose depuis 2013, les mélomanes et hommes de culture ont tenu à lui rendre une visite en guise de mémorial. Sous la houlette de sa fille, l'écrivaine Annette Tokoto et le journaliste culturel J.M. Debaloa Fiachua, cet hommage permet non seulement de revisiter son répertoire riche, mais plus d'accorder au roi du Waka Waka une attention qu'il mérite.
Célébrer ce monsieur-là et en célébrant aussi les artistes de fin, parce qu'il n'y a pas que lui. C'est-à-dire qu'au travers de tous les autres artistes, et donner aussi l'occasion aux Camerounais de croire qu'on ne peut pas aimer quelqu'un qui est vivant et quand il est parti, on l'oublie. on l'efface. C'est pas normal. Vous avez vu ce qui s'est passé en Côte d'Ivoire encore quelques jours. Peut-être les Ivoiriens sont venus encore nous réveiller. Encore que moi, j'étais déjà dans ce concept-là. Donc il est question que quand un artiste a fait, qui nous a rendu du plaisir, il y a les enfants qui sont nés à travers leurs chansons. Il y a les enfants, les couples qui sont scellés à travers sa musique.
En fait, nous sommes là pour rendre hommage à l'icône de la musique camerounaise, Ashanti Tokoto. Je suis là pour représenter la SONACAM. Vous savez, la SONACAM, c'est l'instance qui gère les artistes camerounais. Et dans cet esprit-là, nous sommes venus pour donner tout notre poids à l'artiste camerounais qui est Tokoto Ashanti. Bien sûr, qu'il n'est plus avec nous, mais ses œuvres sont toujours là et nous continuons à penser à lui. Et nous pensons aussi que nous pouvons aussi, à travers cette occasion, envoyer le message aux artistes que nous sommes toujours avec eux. Et dans les bons moments comme dans les mauvais moments. Et ce n'est pas parce que l'artiste n'est plus là aujourd'hui que ses œuvres ne sont plus avec nous. Et tant que la SONACAM est là et continue à gérer les œuvres des artistes qui sont décédés, la SONACAM doit continuer à montrer cette chaleur envers les artistes et envers leurs familles.
Tokoto Bounia Penda Emmanuel, de son véritable nom, était un artiste, chanteur, cinéaste et homme de théâtre qui fait partie de ces artistes moins connus de la nouvelle génération mais qui pourtant auront fait bouger les lignes musicales durant les années 70 avec des tubes tels que Dickendis qui sera rebaptisé 10-110. L'homme chèvre qui avait réussi l'exploit de devenir un conteur de talent sur la place canadienne et européenne meurt le 6 juin 2013 à l'âge de 68 ans. Et si ces œuvres restent d'actualité, cela prouve le côté éternel que l'on attribue très souvent aux artistes.
Thank you, Charles Fields et Lange. Let's talk health in tonight's newscast. A September 1 publication by the Lancet Global Health Journal have revealed that mental health disabilities will witness a death rate of 49 million people worldwide by 2050, compared to the 20 million victims in recent times. Bokengo Worthy in Kenya tells us more on our health page.
Functional impairment is a societal disadvantage arising from cognitive, sensory, developmental, intellectual, physical, and mental displacement. Research says the mental form of disability, which refers to a wide range of mental health conditions or disorders affecting one's mood, thoughts, and behavior, is being triggered by some conditions such as anxiety, addictive behaviors, and depression, which is estimated to be the world's second biggest ailment after the heart disease.
When it comes to persons with disabilities, they are persons with special needs. They are persons who have just few physical limitations when it comes to certain features that make human beings appear the way they are. When we observe in our society, we understand that these persons have persistently faced various levels of discrimination, stigmatization, exclusion from both decision-making processes, economic opportunities, their right to education, among several other gamut of advantages that every other person in society.
The causes, signs, and symptoms of disability varies with the type of disability the patient has, but the most common causes for mental disability are stress, brain tumor, overexertion, techno stress, and many more.
Mental disorder, like we can say, is not something that has a particular cause. It does not have a particular and precise cause. There are factors that could influence mental disorder. For example, you might have child abuse, maybe children being abused at a very young age. You have constant depression. You have overstressing. You have things like drug consumption. Excess drug consumption could also cause things like mental disorder.
Africa, being the most economically disadvantaged continent, characterized with high prevalence of communicable diseases, poor staff services, amongst others, is plagued with an increasing growth of mental cases due to poor mental health facilities, lack of psychiatrists, as well as hospital beds for mental patients, a 1.4 mental health worker per 100,000, and a 14 health facilities per 100,000, as compared to 1,051 per 100,000 on a global annual rate, with an estimated death rate of 45 million individuals by 2050. An increased attention to mental health by the government is therefore essential.
Ladies and gentlemen, that health report by Bokengo Worthy in Kenya brings us to the end of tonight's newscast. Once again, the top stories. The Secretary General at the Littoral's Governor's Office has called on city and municipal council staff to assist the government in fast-tracking this decentralization process in Cameroon. Mr. Nkinu Nana Thierry was speaking today in Douala while opening a 6-day seminar on programmed budgeting. Nursery school pupils across the country have officially begun the 2019-2020 academic year. In some parts of the southwest and northwest regions, some schools are still closed because of inadequate teachers. The news was compiled and produced by Tata Faith and Ewane Nolinga Eli. For presentation, I've been Metuga Stanley La Ngalame. Signing out from Douala, Cameroon. Good night.
Being one of more than 200 majors of HIPMAT, I am proud of my success. It all began at HIPMAT.
I am a CEO. I coach and lead a team of salespeople. I don't hesitate to tell them the vision was planted and molded by HIPMAT.
Today, I stand on a pedestal of experienced and committed lecturers. The foundation was laid by HIPMAT.
For over a decade, HIPMAT's credibility and ministerial recognition have trained more than 15,000 professionals in business management and engineering from HND to BTech, MBA, and what have you. With an outstanding partnership with the University of Bamenda for BTech and MBA programs, our undoubted commitment to your show's success is a reflection of the future you painted. The Higher Institute of Business Management and Technology, HIPMAT, a university for professionals.
Greetings, good people, and thanks for joining us on In the Press on Prime Hour. On what is making news today in Cameroon, the Anglophone crisis and the 5-day sit-in strike called by lawyers in Cameroon caught the attention of most newspapers today. We begin with the Star newspaper, which focuses on the scandal at the National School of Administration and Magistracy in SAM in Yaoundé. The paper describes the 2019-2020 entrance examination into SAM as a show of shame. Marginalization of Anglophones sparked outrage and consternation. Only 44 Anglophones out of 1,193 declared successful, representing less than 4% as opposed to the conventional 20% per region. The paper also carries the story of how Lebialem SDO narrowly escaped death after an attack on his convoy by Ambazonian fighters, while the Guardian Post on its part writes that panicky government battles to frustrate lawyers' strike. Chris Anu's mother and sister to appear in court tomorrow. The mother and sibling of the Anglophone nationalist leader were arrested in Yaoundé a month ago. On the Nextel crisis, Baba Dampolo says he is ready to surrender Nextel shares to Diongote. Kamto ally collapses at Yaoundé military tribunal, says the Guardian Post. The Post newspaper equally shares similar headline on the collapse of Bia's ex-advisor at the military tribunal in Yaoundé. The Post also dedicates its front page to the former Zimbabwe's president Robert Mugabe, who died in Singapore last week. The paper captions the life and times of Robert Mugabe. To the Sun newspaper to talk lawyer strike in Cameroon. The Sun reports that after meeting with ministers and security forces, lawyers insist strike will go on. According to them, what they want is concrete actions, not promises from the government. On the lockdown imposed by separatist leaders, the Sun writes that frustrated by success of Amba imposed lockdown, SDO shuts down the entire Meme division. As Info Martin attempts to explain why Paul Biya, who was supposed to address the nation last Saturday from Etude, did not finally do so, another Yaoundé-based newspaper, La Voix du Centre, says Paul Biya will finally address the nation this week, and top on his agenda will be the Anglophone crisis. That does it for In the Press on Prime Hour.
Thank you, Lasha Kingsley, for that review. We continue our program out here in our studios at Fengu Drombanga in Douala. We're discussing the lockdown, especially the move by the Senior Divisional Officer for Meme Division, asking the population of Kumba precisely to stay indoors on Saturday and Sunday, calling them, inviting them out to go purchase whatever they needed in the market. Today we saw a few of the citizens of the Green City move out to purchase meat, tomatoes, and a host of others. We're already discussing with our panelists out here. Now, the SDO is doing this exercise to get his division functional, and people think that he shouldn't do that. What is he being paid for?
Yeah, I agree. I agree that he is doing to make his division functional. But the compounded security situation we're having, that was even the security organization we're having in Kumba. I mean, the army, the gendarme, and the police, they cannot protect people from being attacked by Amba. Take, for example, when the Okada boys came out with saying that ghost town must stop, ghost town must stop, they were motivated. When they were motivated, what happened? At the end of the day, how many know they were killed by Amba boys? They were beaten, killed, some even absconded the town, packed their machine and ran away. Nobody was there to protect them. Nobody was there to defend them. So in almost at the SDO has good faith, good intention to make sure that the town remain peaceful, the town remain progressive, but at the same time, contingent measures have not been put in place that will take care of the situation. The people are in quagmire. They are in panic. They are afraid. Life has no duplicate. When it goes, it has gone out. You cannot photocopy, you cannot photostat, you cannot plagiarize. It's gone forever. So who is there to protect their life? People are afraid. So I don't think it's incumbent upon the SGO to come and add more hardship on the people again. Why he has good intention to, as a senior division officer of his town, he should again go on serious consultative talks with the security, with the administration, with the elders of the town, with the economic operators, so they can sit down and talk and see how they go about the whole thing. But just to get up one day and say he's going to add additional lockdown Saturday and Sunday, I mean, it's not a positive step taken in the right direction.
It's not a positive step. Can we describe the population of Kumba as a people caught between two walls, the administration on the one side and the Amba boys on the other side?
Definitely, I think that's the best way to describe the people of Kumba. And to look at it, if we look at other countries like the United States, when, for example, in the United States, if there's a situation and they discover they have an administrator or probably a member of forces of law and order, they feel very secure. In as much as I support what the SDO did, I think it's time for the SDO to also understand that the people need the support of the government. And in what ways he should ask the population, in what ways can I gain your support? In what ways do you think I can protect you? Rather than the decision, I support the decision, but probably he should get nearer to the people to see how they could combat the 5 days ghost town, rather than extending their suffering.
You're talking. Okay, extending the SDO in that move, you said it already, wants the people to beat fear and come out to move on with their activities as they did 3 years ago.
Well, Mr. Bin, you know, I'm sorry to say this, but I think it is the truth that you know, there is a problem that has to be solved. You know, what the SGO of Mehmet Division is doing there, his intentions might be, you know, good as Mr. Suleiman says. I don't know that. I cannot prove that. But I think that there's a problem. What he's doing there is like, you know, trying to empty the sea with a spoon. You know, going to the sea to carry water when there is a problem. There's a problem to be solved. When you solve the problem, perhaps you will not need to use this spoon again to empty the sea. I think it's a very Herculean task that he has put himself into. When the very little problem is somewhere, they belong to a hierarchy, an administrative hierarchy, where they give reports. And in administration, in leadership, we need integrity, honesty. They should give honest reports to their hierarchy and call upon the hierarchy and advise, because they are advisors to their superiors. This is what we face on the ground. We think that if you follow this step and solve this problem at the top, then we will not have to kill ourselves, you know, using a teaspoon to empty the sea. It is as simple as that. There's a problem. The problem should be solved. The move is wrong. Mr. Chamberlain can be a very good man. If a Kumba inhabitant says that, I cannot dispute that because I don't know him personally. But I think that I've been watching him on the news, and I think I appreciated his way, you know, the way in which he was interacting as far as this crisis is concerned. You know, some people are overzealous. They have shown their overzealousness for 3 years, and it has not worked any miracle. I think he should have worked or learned from the experiences of some people who have been very, very zealous in the management of this crisis. The solution is not in the hands of the SDU for Mehmet Division. The solution is in the hands of his superior, hierarchical superiors, who can, you know, in a twinkle of an eye, stop this crisis. I think he should address them.
Yeah, what I want to say is that we should not only be talking about the SGO, forgetting the government delegate, because he slammed the market, so the stores on the market. He locked the markets and promised to a fine of 25,000 francs when this ghost town is over. If you want to open your store, you have to pay a fine of 25,000 francs. You see, the government delegate has maintained a low profile and is not controversial over this since the Anglophone crisis. But this decision he has taken to lock down stores and put a fine of 25,000 francs, it baffles me. Definitely somebody must have instructed him to do so. Somebody must have instructed him to do so, because I know he cannot do it on his own. But again, at the same time, he should know that Kumba is his town. He has no other town better than Kumba, and he will remain in Kumba. Therefore, he should know that integrity, dignity counts when it comes to administration. These very people that you climb, when you were climbing, you met them. And when you're coming down, you meet them. And when you tomorrow, if you are not there, I don't know what you are going to tell them. I don't know what you're going to tell them.
In as much, I think the message of the SG is clear, that he's in control.
Okay. This message is clear that he's in control, but are the people of Kumba paying for no crime of theirs?
Well, it's not the SG who got them into this mess. So you definitely not be the SDO.
But should the SDO not rather seek for ways to better their current situation than compounding them?
Have they been respecting all the previous calls from the SDO to come out on normal days, on ghost town days, on Mondays, or within different days declared as ghost town?
It is a controversial situation.
I'm asking a question in a question.
Okay.
The people have not been respecting the SDO's call in coming out. So if the people, why should they respect the SDO's call to stay in? Because they feel, I think they feel guilt.
Okay, the people feel guilty?
They feel guilt.
Okay, Mr. Do, let me tell you. Kumba is a very big town. Kumba is not a small town. Kumba is the fourth or fifth largest town in this country. And therefore, no matter you are influenced or affluence in Kumba, you should be very careful the way you handle things in Kumba. Because Kumba is a dangerous place.
I think the people don't feel guilt like the panelist is saying. I think that, you know, on one side there is the Amba. Let's get these things very clear. It's not emotion, dear, my young man. See, on one side there is the Amba that use, you know, weapons to threaten people and actually implement their sanctions. On another side there is an SGO who goes out with the military, lines them on the street of Kumba. It is fear that they are all using. You understand? But now we are saying that to intimidate the population is wrong. And in law, an officer of the law gets more punishment when he commits a crime. You understand? So the administration gets more blame if they tend to behave like Amba. It is very, very dangerous. I am isolating Mr. Chamberlain as SDO. I'm talking about administrative act. To carry on an administrative act that looks like, that resembles the act of people that you have termed terrorists, criminals. You've given them all kinds of names, and you come and repeat that very act against the people. It is even more dangerous than that of the people.
Good evening, Leo. I'm really confused where this country is going to remind you of harmful light on the part of that population came out to buy food stuff. The people who were arrested are the ones who were brought there in that park to sell the confiscated goods. The government of this country is really not serious. I went there to take my sister and I saw everything, Leo. We should stop fooling ourselves. This country is on the verge of going down if the dialogue is not initiated. You can't imagine that the government will tell you to open. They won't leave you security to guide you behind. They are gone. If the SDO wants people to go about freely, he should drop the security he goes about with and come into the quarters and tell people that you people can open. Then we will know that it's safe out there, and let not some small boys sit there and irritate people who are watching, because he's not feeling the impacts of what we are feeling here in Kumba. Metro Idris is writing from Kumba. Metro, good evening to you. Greetings to the panelists, greetings to Suleiman Mohammed, our far not experts. The program is interesting. Courage to Carlson. The administrative lockdown was due to security challenges going by the SDO, and I accept. But the order was poorly implemented. The military took advantage of it and molested the people. The Catholic priest on his way to an outstation church in a Catholic mission car was asked to go back to his parish and even told, "Don't you know today is ghost town? Just go back." A pastor was at gunpoint while going for a retreat, was equally asked to go back to his parish. The atrocities are countless. Looking at the other persons were prohibited from movement. Conclusion: when you see a man running after or fighting with a madman, Leo, who is mad between these two?
Beautiful.
Okay. That is Metro Tala Aga writing there from Kumba. Good evening, panelists. Good topic. I just want to say that the SDO has helped the people with an idea to always prepare better for lockdown. Pa Abe is writing from Limbe. This one says, good evening to the panelists in the house. I think what the SDO from Mehmet just did is out of frustration. He as the chief security officer, does he open his office on ghost town days? Can he go around town without an armored car, military men, and putting on his gun proof? The truth is that the administrators can never ask people to come out, while the ambas ask people to stay in the house and people come out. All the people you see in Kumba market are people who were caught selling their food in Fiango market and some in their store. They were carried to the police station, and this morning they were taken to the market to pretend as if the town is normal. Okay, Fondem is writing from Kumba. Fondem, thank you. What the SDO did was truly hurting to the population because they look up to him as a father. I think he should know that Amber is already afflicting enough pain to the population, and what the population needs are relief pills to handle their misery. Azi is writing from Bamenda. Good evening. It's a known fact that the two wrongs can't make a right. After the SDO's failed strategy with bike riders, now come ghost town strategy. Really, I don't see any sense in what he did. I see it as a confirmation by the administration that the population does not matter at all in this country. I'm Eva Dawo from Muya in Boya. Hello, good evening to you in the studio. My name is Ngonga Dennis. I'm in Kumba. My brother, maybe you don't know anything concerning this matter of Kumba. Allow me to inform you, because the SDO and Amber, they are working, okay, frustrate us. Okay. Good evening to you people. Good job you are doing. This government is not serious, because how can somebody like the SDO do what the separatists are doing to the population is not good idea. Is lockdown a solution? That is very, very bad solution to the problem. Mr. Banda, writing from Kumba. Those two papa are talking nonsense. Shout out to the young guy. How can they support that those Amber guys are doing what those Amber guys are doing to our children? Depriving them from education will automatically lead to another war against black skin, just as what is happening now in South Africa. Those words from their minds will instead motivate those Amber guys to see more reason in what they are doing. Nico is writing from mile 16 in Boya. If true, we only stay at home on Ghost Town days, not because we like it. We are scared of both the Amber and the military excesses. So, to me, if the deal of Boya can do so and work alongside the Lord Mayor, it will be good to all. Daniel Lifambe, writing from Boya Town. Hi, I'm Gilbert. The truth is that the administration of Kumba seized people goods, arrested people on Saturday and Sunday and detained them, then ferried them to the market to auction their goods. Okay, this is Gilbert writing from Kumba. This one says, greetings. Writing from Kumba, the lockdown by the SDO was full of gross violation of human rights. It should be noted that the people were removed out of a Catholic church, Kumba Town, and Winners Chapel on Saturday by the military forces. Okay, lots of reactions there. The SDO. Okay, this one says the young panelists will surely be appointed. Sorry, appointments follow age. How can a young man... Okay, Frank is writing from Bomenda. I'm not sure a young man needs an appointment because he is a chief where he works. Good evening, Kum and the panelists. This is Johnson from Kumba. I'm surprised to hear people supporting the action of the SDO when poor mothers were molested. Thank you. This one says, good evening to you all in the studio. Carl Sando is deceiving us that he is a civil society activist. George is writing from Bomenda. This one says, Mr. Solomon is talking out of ignorance. I don't know whether Mr. Solomon is in the studio today. We continue our discussions with our second topic for the day, which has to do with what people are going through from the continuous lockdown. But let's get what Charles Kibwa had to tell us with the situation from Bomenda.
Can you give us paint the picture of how Bomenda looks like today?
Quite interesting to say, how do we reach the unreached when people cannot move to bury the dead? Women cannot reach health center for birth. Children cannot advance their education, which is their educational right. Inhabitants of Bamenda this Monday, 9th September, once more adhere to the lockdown as imposed by separatist fighters or secessionists. The town remains a ghost. Inhabitants all indoor. Most businesses remain grounded, given the streets are dry with even motorbikes rare to see. Second week into back to school, most establishments or schools still remain closed, given some parents and students this second week still adhere to school boycott as imposed by advocates of school boycott operation. To others, they say they still lack the finance means. In some divisions, like Dunga and Mantung division, Wum and Mezam, report says the back-to-school trend is progressing as compared to last year. This all is coming at a time the Brigadier General Aga Robinson of the 5th Military Region has joined his voice with that of the administration of the Northwest Region, appealing on parents to send their children back to school as they say the schools are heavily guarded with enough security to ensure the students' safety. For my media prime, as I say at this moment, Bamenda is quite